Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. I'm cutting. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Talk less chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football. We discussing it all. On and off the field. You know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent. You need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we popping. Let's go.
Yo, Dave was a funny dude, bro. Hey, Dave was a funny dude, man. This dude Dave showed up 2 seconds before we showed up on camera. He just showed up, so that's funny. Thought I was gonna go be solo for a little bit, but Dave is here. All is well. Well, is all well? You muted.
Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. All right, we're rocking now. Yeah, we're rocking. Sometimes my headphones.
Everything good over there?
Yeah, we good, man. Sorry about that. Sometimes my headphones don't want to play. But we're good now.
All right, so I know a lot of people want to talk about this Ian Thomas thing, but we got to say that to the end because it's a lot. It's a lot going on. We got to talk about this combine situation, and I need to get a lot.
All I'm going to say is this about the Ian Thomas situation, and then we could talk about the combine. Somebody got to get fired for this one. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Somebody got to get fired. Somebody. Some random assistant GM, scout, bot, somebody got to go.
The team knew about it.
Why would you sign him to a 3-year deal if they knew about it?
The team knew about it. That's all you can say is they knew about it.
Okay.
Like it's not like it slid under the rug and like, yo, the team knew about it. So they were okay with it. It's obvious. Everybody knew about it.
Let's
just
go,
saying.
man.
Just saying. Go. All right, so let's move on because we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about this combine. The NFL combine is upon us, starting on Thursday, I believe. And so we got to talk about it. We got a lot of prospects to talk about. We want to give you the nuances, how to watch it, what to look for, some prospects, some sleepers out there, somebody to keep your eye on. We're going to go through all that. So this is going to be a very good show for those that really enjoy the combine and enjoy the draft process. It's going to be lit. So again, before we get into that, man, follow us on all the socials and all that good stuff. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, obviously, TikTok if you bought that life. But yeah, man, just follow us on all socials. We greatly appreciate that. And if you want to support the channel even further, go to patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. We appreciate all the support we get from over there, especially from our free agents. Shout out to y'all. It's a whole lot of y'all. We appreciate all y'all support. Every single month y'all come through. We appreciate that. Matter of fact, the PFF subscription just hit. So definitely we appreciate that because it's not cheap, and you guys help offset some of those costs. So we greatly appreciate that. Shout out to the franchise guys as well. A lot of y'all, we appreciate y'all support, and we also greatly appreciate the MVPs, right? MVPs, most valuable players. We appreciate y'all contribution to the show, and so again, greatly appreciate that. All right, now Dave, I don't know why that's there, but let's get into this. Let's get into the combine. Let's get into this combine, Dave. And I know Dave don't watch a lot of college football. This is why I put this here for you, so you can understand the landscape of what's going on out in these streets as far as NFL prospects. These are all the invites that these for all the like 340 some invites. This is the most from each school, and then the most from each conference. So as you can see, Georgia, obviously national champions, they got the most guys represented at the combine. And this does not count anybody that dropped out or is not participating. This does not count any of that. So this is just the total numbers that were invited. So Georgia at the top, Alabama, they're going to be in the top somewhere. Oklahoma got a lot of guys. LSU still got a lot, cranking out a lot of NFL talent. And Texas A&M, shout out to Texas A&M, man. Shout out to Jimbo Fisher, still getting that NFL talent as he was at Florida State. He's doing his thing over there. As far as the conference,
four out of the five top schools are SEC teams.
Yeah, for sure. And it shows right at the top. SEC, 83 prospects at the top, leading all Power 5 conferences. Big 10 next up with 54. Pac-12 next with 36. Big 12 with 35, and the ACC at the bottom with 34. It's been a rough couple seasons for the ACC. They ain't really cranking it out like they used to. I'm surprised. I was actually surprised to see the Pac-12 so high. I know they're right there.
I mean,
they're
Oregon,
right there with them.
Oregon's got some good players. You know what I'm saying? UCLA got some good players.
You don't watch.
I know Oregon might arguably have one of the best pass rushers in college. I know that.
That's a fact. That is
all
a
right.
fact.
I don't watch. Like, I ain't watching game by game, but, I'll hop on an article here and there. Of course, no HBCU athletes were invited.
No. Yes, they were. Well,
there were like three of them, right? There was a kid from FAMU.
Yeah, we'll talk about him. Hold that thought. We'll talk about him. Hold on. Hold that thought. We'll talk about him. But yes, there were guys invited to the action, because there's a separate HBCU combine, and then there's this combine, and then there are some crossovers. Some guys that don't attend the HBCU combine do attend this one. So, but yes, there were some. All right, let's move on. So we got to talk about medicals, right? These are guys with some medical concerns, or had some medical concerns coming out of the season, and they got to pass the medicals. Medicals is a big portion of their draft stock. So Kyle Hamilton played. He only played in 7 games in 2021. He had that knee injury, but he was super efficient when he was in the game. So shout out to Kyle Hamilton. I think he's gonna, again, top 5, top 10 talent for sure. But again, just making sure that knee checks out. Bubba Bolton, this is a guy that we always look at in the draft. We like, why is he so low? Well, Dave, this is why he's so low. He missed the most of his the 2019 season after injuring his ankle, and then he was limited to 7 games in 2021 with the shoulder injury. So Bubba Bolton, that's why he's so low. He's got some injury concerns. Derek Stingley, who we'll talk about later, did end up declining. He's not going to participate in the 2020 or in the combine. So he's going to save it for the pro day. Made a business decision there. It is what it is. I'm not a fan of it. I get it. I understand. If he's not 100% healthy, then you don't do it. But if you're 100% healthy, you just kind of want to make sure you're in the confines, the comfiness of your own pro day. I think he's going to run into a scenario with same thing that Caleb Farley went through last year. I think he's gonna fall a little bit due to that the injury concerns.
Remind me about Farley. Wasn't a situation where he couldn't do anything? Like, he couldn't
do anything. Farley didn't. Yeah, I don't think Farley participated even in his pro day.
Yeah, that's my point. So I don't know if it's a fair comparison if Stingley's going to put. Now, if Stingley doesn't participate in his pro day, then we got a different discussion.
Well, they're already saying he's saving it for the pro day.
Yeah, so as long as he participates in that, I don't think his stock's going to fall too much. Yeah. Some folks had his mark taking him at 6.
Yeah, and Stingley's really living off of that freshman college, that freshman film. That freshman tape was great. Truth be told, he played this year. Now, ain't nobody gonna say this. I'm gonna say it though, Dave. He wasn't that great this year. Let's just keep it a buck.
He might have been playing hurt.
That great this year. He may have been, but he was not that great this year. His freshman film though was elite, and that's what people are hoping they get. And he's super fast too. Obviously, when you run a 4, he's projected to run a 4.2 So if he can do that, then obviously, that's going to speak volumes. So
even if it's with the LSU clock,
even with the LSU clock, I think because that's all we have to go by, right? And that's why he made that decision. That's when you comfortable, you at home, you like, all right, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm cool. I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna go up against these cats. I'm gonna wait till I get comfy at LSU with the LSU clocks. I'm gonna get my 4.2, and then I'm gonna, hopefully that'll raise my draft stock back up. But anyway, people are really hinging on that freshman film because he ain't been that great. That's the truth be told. So and this other one is Nate Lammon, who was a linebacker out of Colorado. He had some issues with the Achilles back in 2020. But he was nice when he got back. He had 22 double-digit tackle games in his 43 game career at Colorado. So solid linebacker there. There's some other guys like London, the wide receiver. There's some other guys that got to check out medically, but I don't think they're as big of issues as these guys could be potentially. So they got to check them out. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns here with the medicals?
Nah, man. It looks like I 2 out of the 4 here were projected picks for us in some of these mocks that I've seen. So it's interesting that they both got 2 out of the 4 medical. And based on the history of this coaching staff, they're going to stay away from these guys if that's the case. My opinion, based on the history.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, because they did
in the first round. In the first round, yes, you're absolutely right. They do pay attention to that medical stuff. Mm-hmm. And they pay attention to it in the 6th round too.
That's funny. That is funny.
I mean, but my point is that considering the fact that right now, currently as it stands, we don't have a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, so they're not. I don't think they're gonna be risk averse when it comes to the injury situations with some of these players.
Yep, we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on. So 1-year wonders. These are guys that just had one solid year of production and they cashed out. They declared. Don't blame them one bit, right? You made your hay and you had a great season and I'm out. So David Ojabo leads that. Dude had 11 sacks at Michigan, 5 forced fumbles. Great season. Go ahead, Dave. You can say something.
No, you good.
Oh, okay. Jalen Armour Davis, a cornerback out of Alabama, 32 tackles with 3 interceptions. Yep. Kevin Austin, wide receiver out of Notre Dame, had 48 catches, 888 yards, and Makai Polk out of Mississippi State had a great season over there with 1,046 yards. So again, these are some guys. I kind of feel bad because Armour Davis, he sat behind some guys. Like when you talk about Patrick Surtain, he had to sit behind all those guys and wait for his turn. He kind of cashed out a little bit this year, but he did his thing. So I like him a lot. Kevin Austin out of Notre Dame, he had a foot injury and a suspension that limited him to 6 catches in 13 games over 3 years. But then he followed that up with a 48 catch, 888 yard season. So that's dope. And then Makai Polk, again with him, he had a nice season, but he only really had that 1 year. He's been there for 2 years, but had 36 catches in 2 years. But then this year, come out and set the school record for 105 catches and 1,046 yards. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to all those guys that are cooking in their 1 year. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. So 1-year wonders. That's the 1-year wonders. Keep an eye on those guys. I agree. Hutchinson could be on this list too. I agree with you. I 1,000% agree with you. He could be on this list. But I gotta save some smoke for him for a little bit later. So we'll hold on. We'll hold off on that. Excuse me. But yeah, man, these are some kids. Just keep your eye on. Keep your eye on them. Again, we're not jumping out the window saying they trash, but we just saying that just 1 year production. That's all we saying. Just watch. That's all I'm saying. Just keep an eye on that. Let's move on. HBCU prospects. So as you know, Dave and I attended North Carolina A&T State University. So we had to shout out the HBCU prospects that made it to the draft. Very important. Interesting note here that all of them are defensive backs. Every single one of them are defensive backs. All of them dudes are like 6'3", too. 6'3", 200-some pounds. These are some big, tall cornerbacks. Marquis Bell, obviously, is a safety out of FAMU. 95 tackles, 5 forced fumbles. He had a very, very good season. In fact, I think He had a team high 95 tackles, and also the forced fumbles was a team high as well. Kobe Durant out of South Carolina State. Shout out to the HBCU champs, South Carolina State University. 3 interceptions, and 2 of them interceptions came up against Clemson. Excuse me. Important. That's an important thing to note. Yeah. Oh, he can't play against elite talent. That's what they say, Dave. That's what they say.
That's what they always say. That's what they always say.
Yeah, that's what they say. What? They can't play in the big time. They can't do it.
I wonder how many. I wonder how much money Clemson paid South Carolina State for that game. Probably like 300. I'll say about $250,000, $300,000.
$300K.
$150K per pick ain't a good gig. And everybody saw him. And by the way, he balled during the Celebration Bowl too. He balled.
Shout out. Sir. Yeah, he did. He's a big corner. He's ready. He's ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready. He's gonna be a good shout out to Darius Leonard too. Also went to South Carolina State. I think this dude is gonna have. I'm not saying he's gonna be all pro cornerback, but I think he's gonna have a very solid. This dude he's ready. I watched him play a couple times.
There's one thing South Carolina State is really good at, and that's getting players into the NFL.
Yeah,
they're and elite level players. There's some greats. And there's some NFL Hall of Famers.
This squads don't be that good. And listen, it takes a lot for us Aggies to give them props, because we got a little bit of a rivalry. But man, fam, South Carolina State, the proof is in the pudding. Like they put out some ballers, fam. There's
one thing that South Carolina State will always have, and that is a pretty damn good defense.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that they'll have, it's gonna be that.
Yep.
And that's why I thought they were gonna be Jackson State too, because their defense is big time.
And then shout out to my man Joshua Williams. Couple things. I'm really rooting for this kid, Dave. So I was doing some research, and I didn't even know when we were doing this. When we were talking about Joshua Williams last time on the Senior Bowl joint,
Mm-hmm.
Dave, I didn't even know this man went to my high school, dog. This man went to my high school. Shout out to the Jack Britt Buccaneers out of Fayetteville. This man went to my high school. Joshua Williams did end up going to Fayetteville State, and he balled out. Went to the Senior Bowl, had a good Senior Bowl. Didn't even know that man went to my high school. So shout out to him. I'm rooting for him the whole way. 31 tackles, 6 PBUs. He's a beast. So I'm looking forward to him. And that's the dope thing about the combine, right? Is that you get to see these cats on an even playing field, right? It's mano y mano. It's like it's obviously it's not a game scenario, but you get to show off your athleticism, your athletic profile going up against Power 5 conferences, and so it's a level playing field. So my score is my score. You can't take nothing away from it. So we seen guys, even with Quinn Miners last year, the D3 prospect who's a starting guard for the Broncos, right? When he did his pro day, I know it's a little bit different, but when he lit his pro day up, he lit the Senior Bowl up, got picked up in the 3rd or 4th round, I believe, and he's a baller. It's that level playing field, bro. Like don't sleep on these prospects is what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is this, and Deion said it best. He's like, the guys that are in the FCS, they're a bunch of dogs. Don't get it twisted. There's some NFL Hall of Famers that come out of the FCS, Division I, Division II. There's some dogs. South Carolina State got more NFL Hall of Famers than Clemson and South Carolina combined. Dogs. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's different, man.
I'm rooting for these dudes, man. Ain't none of these dudes Aggies. It ain't got nothing to do with that at this point. We just supporting our HBCU brethren, and I'm rooting for them, man. Show off on that stage, man. The lights is bright. Yeah. Go get it. Especially Joshua Williams, Jack Britt High School, man. I saw that, Justin. Man, Southview's trash, B. Y'all used to be nice back in the early 2000s. They trash now, though. Shout out to Jack Britt.
Two out of these 3 guys are going to get drafted, man.
I think they all get drafted.
Do you think all 3 going to get drafted?
I think they all going to get drafted. I think they all going to get drafted.
Okay, that's what's up. I know at least 2.
I think Josh is going to get. I think they are. All of them are. I think they all will. I really do.
I think if one, it'll be interesting to see how the combine goes. I think the Marquis and Kobe's probably gonna get drafted because I think Kobe's gonna get drafted. Kobe getting drafted off the strength. He getting drafted off the strength.
He got high praise from Deion Sanders too.
Oh yeah.
Now, when you get high praise from Deion Sanders, who went up against him in the Senior Bowl, that speaks volumes. You don't think these? Excuse me, what did I say?
Senior Bowl,
Celebration Bowl. My bad.
Yeah.
When you get high praise from your boy like that you don't think them scouts see that, bruh? They know, fam. He got
Deion
it. So
knows corners.
Yeah,
Deion knows corners, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, let's move on. So these are the declines / dudes that are going to be limited or are not going to participate in the drills.
Matt Corral needs this shit. I don't know what the hell he's
Corral, he needed it, but he's not going to throw. He's gonna do the interviews. He's going to do all the other stuff. I don't know if he's going to do the athletic stuff, but he's waiting till this pro day. So he's not going to throw it all. He's got some injury issues. I think he's got an ankle, some other issues that he's trying to work out before the combine. So or before his pro day. So you want to make sure he's healthy before he shows off. But I think he needed this because I like Matt Corral, but it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, like with him. Like nobody's really when you talk about the top quarterbacks, he's falling. He's kind of falling, B. He
did get hurt during the ball, didn't he? He did get hurt during the ball game, didn't he?
He got hurt during the ball game. Yeah, well, he was hurt, but prior to that too, he wasn't healthy during the ball game either. He's been dealing with the injury plague season all year, and he was my guy. Like I like Matt Corral. Had he been healthy, he would have been in the discussion. But he's not healthy right now, so there's no way he's gonna go as the first quarterback. No way, unless he shows off at the pro day. But I think I think Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett have made up way too much ground. I think there's no chance he's gonna go before those guys. Stingley, who we talked about a minute ago, he's not gonna participate. He's got an ankle injury. He's gonna wait till his pro day. He's not 100% right now. Made the business decision. And when I got Ahmad Sauce Gardner staring in my face, I would make the decision too to kind of back down. But it is what it is. Hey, shout out to Stingley. I hope he runs that 4.2 though. I hope he runs that 4.2 at his pro day.
He better, otherwise
he gonna need it.
The draft. Otherwise, he's gonna fall if he doesn't, right? Because I think a lot of folks are banking on him hitting that 4.2.
Yeah, they want that speed, bro. And then Evan Neal, this was a big disappointment for me, bro. I was hella pissed. Evan Neal is also not going to participate. He said it was a long season, so he's taking a break and will perform on his pro day. I was waiting, Dave. I was waiting for him and Iquanu to battle it out, bro. I really wanted to see that battle between them cats, and we're not going to see it at the pro day, or excuse me, at the combine. We're going to have to wait to get his. Iquanu. Evan Neal, bro. Evan Neal is dumb athletic too. That's the crazy thing. He's 6'6", 6'7", but he would have he would have effed the combine up, B. He would have solidified number 1 pick if and he can still do that as pro day. Let's not get it twisted. He can still do that.
But I think
that's how athletic he is.
But I think the factor is because the competition for it is going to be at the combine. That's going to be a factor, bro. I mean, that's going to be a factor. Like these NFL players, these scouts want folks at the combine to perform. I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate there, though. Dave, we didn't have a combine last year, and maybe some teams are. I mean, it is different, but I'm just saying, like they know how to perform or know how to scout without a combine now. Like that's all I'm saying. Is it really that important? I think it's important for us as viewers because we get to see these guys side by side, and when you get these metrics and they're all equal, right? There's no variance in the metrics. You can really differentiate the guys, and I feel like it's important for that. But for the guys, I don't know. I mean, I get it for these guys like Stingley. I get it, but I'm selfishly, I would like to see Derek Stingley and Sauce go at it. Pause. Evan Neal, selfishly, I want to see that. But I get it for those guys. Matt Corral, I get it. I completely understand it. But selfishly, I want to see him go at the combine. That's just me. That's just but I don't know. I don't know how the teams look at it. It's all speculation. We don't really know. But all I'm saying is that I feel like they know how to operate without the combine, given what they do.
That we didn't have it last year.
They do, but you know that the NFL is not a fan of change, so they might be, if there's other folks that might be higher up. We've always had a surprise pick that's high up. Somebody's going to get drafted over this kid, over little things like that. That can happen. That's happened a lot. Like the time where when the Clemson lineman got taken, Fuel, remember that? When the Raiders took him at like 4. Folks didn't think he was going to be into the bottom of the first. So we've seen crazier things happen.
Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, Cleveland Farrell, yep. But
all
right, well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So, Dave, let's talk about these drills real quick because y'all like my little graphics here? Let's talk about these drills real quick.
That's cute.
No, I stole this from some. I got it from somewhere. But so let's talk about these drills and their importance and what we're looking for in each. I think this is pay attention here because this is very important. Okay, now before we even talk about the 40 time, I'm just gonna say it. It's the most overrated shit in the world. Okay, listen, it's the 40-yard dash is the most overrated drill in the combine. And while we'll have our statistics and there's some ideal numbers that we would like for each position to meet, I still overrated as hell. It's the most overrated thing in the world. All right, even for wide receivers, it's overrated.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Some the guys, some NFL evaluators do pay close attention to that, especially for cornerbacks, safeties. Like if safeties the range, we're looking for a safety that has a lot of range. They'll look at it for that. And if somebody's really slow, sometimes they'll take that out as a red flag. But you know, it kind of is what it is. The current record holder for the 40-yard dash is John Ross. Okay. So he ran.
Your speed mean nothing if you ain't got hands.
Exactly. So John Ross was timed at a 4.22. Before that, Chris Johnson had it at a 4.24. And also there was rumors back in 1986, Bo Jackson ran a 4.12. Obviously, it wasn't clocked professionally back then. Different times. They had hand clocks back in the day. But, you know, it is what it is. So, but yeah, man. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Shout out to Adrian, man, Jets fan. You fleeced us with Sam Darnold, but we'll welcome you to the show. We appreciate that. Let's move on to the vertical jump, Dave. The vertical jump is a great judge of a player's lower body explosiveness and ability to create power from the ground up. Okay, the record holder for that is Gerald Sensabaugh, 46-inch vertical. He ended up being drafted by the Jaguars and played for the Dallas Cowboys for 8 seasons. Saquon Barkley also impressed with a 41-inch vertical 2 years ago, which was the best amongst running backs. So vertical is kind of important, little important there. Just measuring that explosiveness. 20-yard shuffle. This is all about how well a player can diagnose a play and react. Like how quickly you can react to the change of direction and explode to the ball. Pause. Okay. We want to see body control and obviously his ability to change direction. Jason Allen, who was drafted in 2006 by the Tennessee Titans, he had a record setting 3.81 performance, 3.81 seconds. And then he was released in 2013. So all I'm saying is that, yes, there are some guys that are going to be super athletic, but it don't mean shit, right? You gotta be able to compare the drills, what you see in the metrics or what you get from the metrics with the film. Once you get that and you can marry the two, then you got something on your hands. All right. Dave, 20-yard shuffle. You know who else had a great time in 20-yard shuffle, Dave?
Who?
Luke Kuechly, Dave.
Luke Kuechly had a
4-1-1 20-yard shuffle, Dave. So awesome.
And for a linebacker, that's important, bro.
Change of direction, play diagnosis. So keep an eye on the 20-yard shuttle. Excuse me. Shuttle.
It's no shuffle. It's shuffle. Shuffle or shuttle. It says shuffle on the slide.
I don't know. It says shuffle there, but I don't know. I think it's shuttle. Who cares? Y'all know what I mean. Broad jump. Broad jump. So this is where lower body explosiveness, power, flexibility. This is what we're looking for. Big drill for the offensive lineman. So this is keep an eye on that for the offensive lineman. Again, the top 4 broad jumpers in the past 5 years among offensive linemen were set to play tackle. So that's just something to keep an eye on. Byron Jones, Dave, safety, the UConn safety. He had a 147-inch broad jump. That's big time. Big time.
That's over 12 feet.
Yeah, 12.3 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, that's big time, bro. Big time. Lane Johnson, Dave. Lane Johnson, remember him?
The lineman.
Eagles.
Yeah, the lineman.
Eagles tackle. 118-inch broad jump, fam. I remember he had lit the combine up, B.
That's
he lit the combine, and he did that at 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's a 300-pound man out here jumping 10 feet.
300 pounds, dog. Jumping 10 feet is crazy, dog. That is crazy. So lower body explosiveness. Keep an eye on that for the offensive lineman. 3-cone drill, Dave. 3-cone drill is all about change of direction, bend, and ability to accelerate, dog. So DBs, pass rushers, those are guys you want to see do well in this drill. Dave, Joe Thomas, who was an Oklahoma defensive back, he tested at a 6.28 seconds. That was the fastest time ever in the electronic era. Again, it didn't help him. He went undrafted, but he has the record. He has that to his name, Dave. Dave, you want to know who performed well in this drill? Take a wild outside linebacker. Take a wild guess.
Shaq.
Not Shaq. Von Miller. Von Miller, excuse me, registered a 6.7 second time in 2011. That's the third best mark amongst linebackers in the past 6 years, B. So again, once you take that time, you marry it to the film, and then you got something on your hands. All right. Let me see.
Press.
All right, so he says, why not do these drills in football pads for a more accurate test?
I got an answer to that. No, I got an answer because nobody would come. Nobody's gonna take that type of risk prior to the draft. I mean, I'm assuming wouldn't they do they do some of these drills during the Senior Bowl and things of that sort? I would think they do.
Yeah, they do. I think they do some of the stuff.
Yeah, not all of them.
But
in a combine.
No, these are just athletic. This is athletic testing stuff. This stuff here wouldn't help with pads. I think.
And truth be told, though, when you sit down and think about it, a lot of this stuff happens in the past during these games. Most of this stuff come into play then anyway. And that's why, like you said, it's got to match with the film from during the game. Jerry Rice never ran a 4.40, but nobody could catch his ass. So it's it's all about perspective.
Yeah, we always talk about on this channel game speed. It's there. There's something to that. Game speed is something. Just because you don't test it again, that's why I said a 40-yard dash is the most overrated shit in the world. And it's fun to watch. It's hella fun to watch. It's entertaining. That's why they do it, right? But it's super overrated. There is no correlation between a 40-yard dash and success in the NFL. There's not. Nope. You can't find it. There is nothing. So. Again, it's fun to watch, but it doesn't really mean nothing. Last one, Dave. Oh, go ahead.
You good. I was going to say something about the 40-yard dash and say, let's look at all the wide receivers who have the fastest times in every combine and see how they pan out. The fastest time. Because typically you might find some others. Because, I don't know, was the year that Megatron came out, was he the fastest time? He was one of the fastest, but he wasn't the fastest time. So it was all about perspective. You got to have everything else.
The last one was the bench press. Bench press, obviously, testing the upper body strength. It's really kind of useless, to be honest with you. It doesn't really help with anything football related. But you can't. I think there is some correlation between that and a cornerback's ability to jam. Right? If a cornerback can bench press a lot, they're pretty strong at the line of scrimmage with jamming. So that's something to keep an eye on. But Justin Ernest, Dave, 1999. This man put up 51 reps.
That's
excessive.
Crazy.
That is crazy. 51 reps, B. That is nuts.
That's
51
excessive.
reps is nuts.
That's excessive, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Of 225.
225. 225.
Nah, that's excessive.
Yes.
That's too much.
Yes, that is absolutely nuts. And then obviously Aaron Donald did well as well. 35 reps on the bench. So yeah.
That ain't 51. Yes.
No, it ain't 51, but he did a damn good job.
But Aaron Donald can throw men around too.
He can grow.
Like he tosses people. He tosses not just like people that weigh you or me. He tosses 300-pound men over like they're a sack of potatoes. So
facts. All right, let's move on. These are the drills. Again, I said it earlier. You have these times. You're gonna have combine warriors. They come out every year. You're gonna have these guys that test super athletic. That's
then
great.
You watch the film, and then you look at the film,
and you like, oh, they trash. So you gotta marry the two. All right, let's move on. The spreadsheet, Dave. We were just talking about this, right? Shout out to Jared, man. My man Jared. We started this spreadsheet, I would say, man, 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know how long ago we started it. But we have a spreadsheet that tracks all of the results, right? So height, weight, arm length, hand size, all that stuff. We track all that stuff. Even the times for the different drills. We track all that stuff, and then we have a mechanism in the spreadsheet that will highlight red flags based off of metrics that we use. So red flags and overachievers, right? So what this helps us do is identify those combine warriors, right? And then we're able to do some video. We're able to do some more research. So shout out to Jared. Again, Jared, man, we've been doing this for, I don't know how long we've been doing it, but it's super dope. And the Patreon members is going to have access to it. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll be able to have access to it and view it and look at stuff. Because again, you'll be able to get the results. You'll be able to get the results from anywhere. But having that ability to decipher whether this was a great thing or a bad thing is different.
Or if it's a trap. It might be a trap.
Or if it's a trap. Exactly. Or if it's a trap. So we'll have all that stuff, man. It's super dope. Patreon members have access to it. You'll be able to view it. And we'll have this filled out along the way as those results, those measurements come in. We'll get all that stuff in the spreadsheet. Yeah, it's been a minute. Shout out to Jared. It's been it's been a while. It's been a while, man. We've been doing this for a long time. It's super dope. And then what we do on draft night, I think one thing I'm going to add to this is that I don't think we didn't do this prior, but I'm going to add the Rad Scores to this because the Rad Score is comprised of all this information as well, right? So then they'll put a Rad Score on it. Then on draft night, we come back to this and be like, oh, look who we drafted. He sucked here. He was great there. His Rad Score was this. And then you can kind of know who you have. So super dope. So again, this is what we do over here, man. We does this. We don't just talk about it. We have informed decisions, informed talking points. It just makes sense over here, man. That's what we do over here. And shout out to Jared again. All right, Dave, give us some underdog love, B.
So let's talk about underdog.
We back,
man. We back.
Grabbing some water.
Oh, I gotta sign a contract. I'm gonna do that tonight. But either way, so shout out to Underdog Fantasy. They're a great company. Basically, in a nutshell, I know you guys are all bummed out about the fact that the NFL season's over, but they have this thing called Best Ball, and there's still a couple of slots remaining. And this Best Ball is that includes the 2022 rookies, so you can draft some of the rookies. So if you think there's some players that's going to be really good, that's going to potentially get opportunities, whichever team they get drafted, you can draft the rookies in this Best Ball tournament. So they'll do the Best Ball, but they also do other sports as well. They do NBA, baseball if they decide to have a season, hockey, soccer. They do UFC, and we got UFC 273 coming up this weekend. They do that as well for the pick'ems. There ain't too many things that you can win 20 times your money. So check out underdogfantasy.com if you haven't signed up already. And when you do sign up, use the code PNP when you sign up. It really helps out the channel. Once again, underdogfantasy.com. Use the code PNP when you sign up. Check out the best ball. There's only a few slots left, and it's like a $10 buy-in for the best ball. And basically, best ball is you draft your players, you draft an entire roster of players, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back, and you draft a bench. You don't have to control who goes in and out. It takes the highest score based on who you drafted, and it's a season-long type of thing. So, fun times. Underdogfantasy.com.
Yep.
Use the code PNP when you sign up.
Shout out to Underdog Fantasy, man. Real good people over there. We met with them this past week. They got some big shit coming, by the way. Pause.
Oh, yeah.
So just keep an eye on Underdog Fantasy, man. We rocking with them forever. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Ever. Now, QB drills to watch. Now, for each position, I'm going to give you a drill to watch or something to just keep an eye on. Again, we went through the drills, right? I'm going to give you the times that our spreadsheet is based off of for each position, right? The ones to keep an eye on. Now, QB drills to watch the interview. Well, we're not going to have access to this because the drills don't matter. Like they're vertical 40. None of that shit matters for quarterbacks, right? None of that shit matters for them. What matters most for the quarterbacks is the interview process, and you may hear some things that come out from it. Like you may hear some rumblings like, oh, this dude interviewed bad, or he did this, he did that. But the interview is what matters. Yeah, you can definitely watch them throw for sure. Yeah, you can see them throw. You can watch them throw some of the stuff. Those when they go throw for the different routes and all. That's cool. That's cool and all. But the interview is what's most important at the combine. That's why Matt Corral, a guy who's not throwing, but he's getting the interview. That's what matters. That's what matters. All right. So let's move on to the battle. The battle that we're looking to watch at the combine, Dave. Kenny Pickett versus Malik Willis. It's on. It's on and cracking. It's on and cracking, dog. Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis. That's who I'm looking. Somebody got to separate themselves. Malik Willis been climbing. Kenny Pickett been coasting. He been coasting. He went this whole season. He went through the roof. Now Malik Willis is slowly climbing. Is he going to catch him? Who's going to be the first quarterback taken? That's what we're looking for at the combine. Obviously, we know Malik Willis he probably going to run like a 4.4 or something. He's going to do something crazy. We know he's super athletic. But do teams really care about that? Probably not. All right. So we'll see what happens. I'm interested to watch that joint. I got my eye on these two cats. A sleeper that you need to look out for at the combine, Caleb Elebee. I like Caleb Elebee. He reminds me a lot, and I'm not saying he's going to be him. I'm just saying when I turn on the film and I look at this dude play, he reminds me a little bit of Russell Wilson, right? Sometimes he escapes the pocket a little bit too quick, but he's got the athletic ability. He's got a decent arm, not a huge arm, but just keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on this cat. I'm not saying he's gonna his stock is gonna go through the roof. He's gonna get drafted in the first round. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying keep an eye on him because his stock could elevate. His stock could elevate. Other guys on this list, I think Sam Howell needs to have a great combine. Shout out to Travis, man. He said, I hope Duke beat UNC by 20 this Saturday. I just checked their score. I think UNC in overtime with Syracuse. We just thrashed Syracuse by like 30, 40 points.
Let me tell you something, bro. They out here charging $5,000 for that last game. That last Duke UNC game, bro. $5,000, bro.
Last hurrah. But yeah, man.
So yes, Caleb Elebee went to Western Michigan because when I saw Western Kentucky.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
The other guy, I'm intrigued by Bailey Zapp because he had the crazy stats for Western Kentucky. I'm kind of curious to see where he ends up going. I mean, those numbers got to count for something, bro. Because then he led FB.
My bad, Dave. Go ahead.
Oh God.
He said a mid off. That's funny. Go ahead, Dave.
So I mean, I'm kind of intrigued about how Zap does for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Zappy's intriguing as well. Yeah, like you said, he has the record for the most yards in the season. He's nice. He is nice. I think Desmond Ridder has to have a strong combine. Like this dude has been not that great. He has to come back and perform. Sam Howell as well, going a little bit under the radar. So those are some guys I'd be watching if I was y'all. Sam Howell for sure too. Sam Howell could help himself out a lot. He's got to get back on track, bro. Sam Howell before the season started was my number one quarterback. I thought he was going to come in and be a baller, fam. And he lost all that talent and got exposed essentially. So
that's typically how it goes. It goes back to that philosophy about quarterback like position players and other and FCS. Like they ain't got a surrounding cast, supporting cast around them to execute. They got to go with what the hell they got, which is why a lot of those guys that come out of there are dogs because they don't like somebody from Alabama. They got the best, like a quarterback from Alabama. They got the best offensive line. They got the best wide receivers. And then you go to the NFL, you might not necessarily have a great offensive line. You might not necessarily have great wide receivers, but that's what you have when you're at these big schools. That matters too.
Hey, this is real talk right here, though.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you were just saying. That matters. That's why the lower guys are able to perform because they go to better teams with better supporting cast. That's why I'm so scared for us to draft a quarterback. That's what I've been saying for a long time.
We draft a quarterback at 6. We're gonna be behind the curveball for another 2-3 years.
All right, so moving on to running backs. So this is the running backs, some drills to watch, so some scores. Again, we keep track of all of this stuff in our spreadsheet. You see that outstanding time of 4.31. That's an outstanding time for a running back to run. Again, if they go higher than a 4.7, that's a little bit of a red flag. Vertical jump, same thing, 28 inches is a red flag versus 41 inches outstanding for the vertical jump for a running back. Again, we have these metrics in our spreadsheet to track it. Again, if a running back runs lower than a 4.3 or at a 4.31, then it highlights on our spreadsheet. If it runs lower than a 4.7, then it will highlight on our spreadsheet as a red flag. So we keep track of all this stuff. So moving on, the running back battle I'm looking forward to is Isaiah Spiller versus Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is really going under the radar a little bit here, and I'm not sure why, man. I think he's talented, bro, and he's got all the statistics. A little bit of a one-year wonder, right? He transferred from from Wake Forest to Michigan State, and he just snapped. Like he all kind of running back records this year. But then you got Isaiah Spiller, who is a very, very good running back out of Texas A&M as well. Got that dual threat in him. Can catch out the backfield. He's got really shifty guy. So I'm looking for one of these two dudes to kind of separate themselves. But we'll see. There's a lot of good names on this running back list. Two sleepers that you should keep an eye on. Rashad White. I know y'all have been telling me about this cat for the longest. Rashad, go check out Rashad. I'm like, all right, I got you, and then I never do it. But I've been watching this cat, yo. Rashad White is nice, 6'2", 210 pounds. Damian Pierce is another guy, but Rashad White, his stock is going nuts because he can catch out the backfield. He had a really good really good Senior Bowl. Again, I think he probably is the best receiving back out of the bunch in this class. I think he got good vision. He's been injury free. The only thing that's going to hamper him hampers most rookie running backs is the blocking, the pass blocking. Excuse me. So we'll see what happens with him. Damian Pierce is a guy that I like a lot. This dude, 5'10", 220 pounds, low tread on the tire. Dave, when we talk about these running backs, you go to the
carry count.
The carry count. Yeah, they come into the league with so much usage, right? So much wear on them. Damian Pierce was a rotational guy at Florida. He never got the prime time load, so he's ready. He's got it's really small load. Same thing can be said for Brian Robinson. I talked about Brian Robinson all the time. out of Alabama, who I love. He's another guy I love. He's not like the other Alabama running backs. His load is lower. His wear is lower. His usage is lower. So I really like Damian Pierce a lot. Again, the biggest knock for him is lack of experience. Lack of experience. But somebody gonna get stealing Pierce, bro. I like him a lot. And he can actually pass block too. So you got a really good pass blocking set to his resume. Anything else, any other names, Dave, that you are curious about?
I'm looking down the list right now. James Cook from Georgia.
Yeah, I'm not too. Hold on.
And then I see South Carolina got 2 running backs.
Breece Hall or Brian Robinson if I had to draft late. Brian Robinson. I know y'all all on Breece. Breece is another guy who could have been on the first slide because everybody got him pegged as the number 1, number 2 guy. For the Panthers specifically. For the Panthers, this is insert running back into Panther system. This is not skill set versus skill set. For the Panthers specifically, I need a power running back. That's what I need.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. We got Christian McCaffrey. We got a Chuba Hubbard. I need a dude that can get me 2 yards. That's what I need. So that's what I'm going to be, Rob.
You think a running back's going to get taken in the first round this year?
No. I don't
think so
either.
That. Yeah, I don't. Based on they haven't really been talking about the position like that, man. Like I don't think there's somebody that's going to get taken in the first round. You know, because nowadays you want a running back that's going to be part of a committee. They don't really draft too many running backs that's going to be a bell cow like that. But Bam Knight.
There's some guys I like Jerome Ford. I like a lot. Tyler Goodson. I like out of Iowa. Excuse me. I just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Okay, but he's doing fine right now. Right now, he's doing fine. We'll see.
Years you wait.
Again, it doesn't apply to all running backs. This is just because you can't predict injuries, right? You just can't. They happen when they happen. But again, this is kind of protecting yourself. When you get a guy that has low usage coming out of college, the chances are they're going to last longer.
McCaffrey had a pretty decent size usage, and then he was fine at the beginning of his career too, and now can't stay healthy to save his life.
Travis dropping all kind of super chats, man. Appreciate that. So sharing carries with C-Mac, Chuba, and a rook. Yeah, hell yeah. That's what you need now. You got to have a 3-4 headed monster back there. Pause. So yeah, I need a guy that's going to get me 2 yards. We ain't got that on the roster. We don't. That's funny. Chuba just fell again. That's funny. Stop. All right. Let's move on to the wide receivers. These are wide receiver scores to watch. Again, I have the 40-yard dash up there, but again, don't get enamored with it. It's overrated. Just relax, okay? Vertical jump. Again, we want guys that can high point the football, so that's a very important stat. Broad jump, measuring that explosiveness, kind of winning at the line of scrimmage. That's important too. So again, those are the numbers to watch for them. Wide receiver battle I'm looking forward to. The battle of the bigs. Treylon Burks, Drake London. These dudes is huge. Pause. 6'3", 220 something. Drake London 6'5", 2 something. This is what these dudes could potentially go top guy as the top guys. I know Garrett Wilson. I know Chris Olave. I know they nice. Those are my guys. I have those guys as my top 2 receivers. But these guys have the ceiling. The ceiling for these 2 dudes, if they can pan out, if they reach maximum effort, if they reach their ceiling, bro, they could be a problem. Both of these cats.
So what was
they both have their issues.
What's the last great wide receiver that came out of USC?
Dwayne Jarrett.
Oh, Jesus. Are you serious?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. That's the first one that popped in my head.
Kerry Colbert
Steve
with
Smith.
USC, right?
Kerry Colbert.
Shit. So the other Steve Smith. Don't get it confused with our Steve Smith.
The giant Steve Smith went over there.
Oh, Robert Woods went to USC. Okay.
Yeah, shit, I don't know.
Yo, Pittman went to USC too? Okay. I just remember when Carolina drafted these guys, they were terrible.
Yeah, trash.
Terrible.
Trash.
Dwayne Jarrett, Kerry Colbert.
Yeah.
We just kept going into that well for some reason. I think we went better off going to Utah.
Too many times. All right. So Trelon Burks, listen, I like him. But some sleepers. These dudes ain't quite sleepers no more. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But keep an eye on how these dudes perform. Christian Watson out of North Dakota State, baller. He's 6'5" and some change too. 6'5", 211.
National champion, North Dakota State.
Yeah. The only problem with Watson is he has limited experience, but he totaled 104 receptions in 4 years at North Dakota State. But he's super raw. But again, 6'5", 211 pounds. You can't teach.
Oh
it.
yeah.
So keep an eye on this kid, and he did very well at the Senior Bowl. He was cooking dudes at the Senior Bowl. Good route runner. Yo, he's good. He's really good.
We play these guys. A&T plays these guys, man.
Yeah, we do play. We play them. What is it next season?
September.
Yeah, they dodged the smoke last time. They got to see us. The other one, Calvin Austin. 5'9". He's my size. 5'9", 173 pounds. That's about what I am. Pause. Okay. This dude, again, good route runner. He could be a problem. He could be one of the fastest dudes out there. When we talk about the 40 time, I know we say it's overrated, but he could be one of the fastest guys out there. He played track, or he ran track back in the day. He's a really good route runner. You can use him in multiple ways, whether it's behind the line of scrimmage, as a slot receiver, little Curtis Samuel in him. But again, the size, okay? The size is something that you need to watch out for. Just keep an eye on that, man. Keep an eye out on these two cats. I like these cats a lot. Keep an eye on these dudes. Other names on the list you can watch out for. Let me see. Sky Moore out of Western Michigan. I like him a lot. Keep an eye on him. George Pickens. Keep an eye on how he performs coming off of that injury. He came back, played in the season. He's getting back to 100%. Watch out how he performs. Mekhi Pope, we talked about him earlier. Wan'Dale Robinson out of Kentucky is one to watch as well. There's a lot of good receiver talent. I'm of the thought, Dave, that you should take a wide receiver in every draft.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree with you there, but we just paid one, and we got another one to pay.
I don't care. You still take one.
We took two in the last draft, right?
Yeah, we took two.
I think with the draft capital is going to make it hard to take one this year, considering all the other needs that we have.
You're right. If things stay the same, if things stay as they are, and we don't make any trades, you're right. It could be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's no way we take one. If we don't trade back or get some more picks, there's no way we take one this year. No way.
Yeah, I've been sleeping on Wan'Dale. Depending on how he performs, he's a guy that I'm going to do a draft. Once I get the combine numbers, I'll go back and revisit some of the film sessions, and I'll see. And I agree with Jared here. Justin Ross definitely needs a good combine for sure. Another one on this list, Khalil Shakir, who had a good Senior Bowl. Keep an eye on him as well. All
right. Moving on.
Let's move on.
Tight
ends. Vertical jump, broad jump. We got those numbers in the spreadsheet.
40 doesn't matter.
Those 2 joints. 40 doesn't matter.
40 doesn't matter.
Nah. Tight ends, Trey McBride, Jalen Watermeyer. These cats, man, I mean, the tight end class, a little bit underwhelming. There's no
you could have just said trash, bro. It's fine.
No, it's not trash.
There's no
talent.
Well,
there.
I mean,
it's just
some talent.
It's just talent. It's just level. It's level. It's level.
First rounders?
I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a first rounder.
Nah. Any second rounders?
I think you get second and third. I think second and third round for sure. But it's just a little. It's level. It's level. I could be sleeping. Bro. I could be sleeping. I got to go back and look at the film. But I do have a sleeper. That you need to keep an eye on. Isaiah Likely.
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina. Yes, Dave. The CAC.
I know, beautiful school. Pass by it all the time when I go visit my family.
Right there on the beach.
Sure is.
Isaiah Likely, 6'4", 241 pounds. Now, what you're getting with Likely is an elite receiving tight end. The problem is that Likely ain't gonna be an inline blocker. He ain't built for that. He not built for that just yet. He got to put on some weight and get in the weight room to be that inline blocking tight end, the guy that's gonna line up and move some bodies. He ain't gonna be it. But I think his receiving ability definitely makes up for that. So keep an eye. He could go before a couple of those cats, to be honest. I think his receiving ability might be too good to pass up because he's a really good receiver, bro. Really good receiver. So keep an eye on him, man. Keep an eye on him. If there's an offense out there that's really pass heavy, you got to go with him. You got to go with Likely. All right.
Yeah. I mean, another
he might be. I gotta check out Jalen, man. I might be sleeping. I am guilty of sleeping on some dudes until I watch the film. So I'll be guilty.
In the grand scheme of things, though, we ain't taking a tight end either.
No, we not. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the Panthers. I'm just making overall statements.
We got
other fan bases that watch this. So I'm not making any statements in regards to the Panthers. Like, this is just a general overall statements. When I talk about these prospects, it applies to any team. Any team.
Yeah.
Oh man, you did pause on that. I did say that, didn't I? Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Some other names on this list. Man, I like Kolar, man, but that dude, he has been slipping, bro. He's been slipping big time. Cole Turner, I like him out of Nevada. Jimmy Ruckert, I like. Let me see.
Iowa State. Don't they typically pump out some? No, that's Iowa that pumps out the tight ends.
That's Iowa. Iowa's tight end university.
Iowa pumps out the tight ends at Iowa State, not the Cyclones. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
so
if we did take one, we're probably going to take a blocking one. We're not going to take a receiving one, in my opinion, because this coaching staff has shown that they don't really utilize the tight ends on a receiving basis. And I don't want to hear because of the talent.
We ain't taking no tight ends, man.
I know. I'm just saying.
Again, overall statements for all fan bases to consume, bro. We good. All right. We not gonna. Every guy I put up here is not for the Panthers. There's nothing to do with the Panthers. I'm just pointing out the talent. All right.
No. This right here has everything to do with the Panthers. This is important.
It could. Offensive line scores to watch. Again, you can see tackles, you can see guard, center. So just pay attention when you're watching for these. The 20-yard shuttles, definitely important for the offensive line. That's why I highlighted it. Broad jump as well. Bench press for the interior guys, not so much for the tackles. All right. So again, the battle that we all wanted to see, Evan Neal versus Akemi Kwanu, it's not going to happen. So the secondary battle that I'm looking for, and I don't have a slide for it because I had it, but I didn't save it. So anyway, the secondary battle that I'm looking for is Trevor Penning versus Charles Cross. That's what because those are the kind of next guys up, right? And Penning has been making a very, very big push to be that third or fourth guy. And he had an excellent Senior Bowl. Probably the best Senior Bowl anybody could have had. Trevor Penning had it. Small school guy, and he could make that push. Charles Cross, on the other hand, sliding a little bit. He's sliding a little bit. People are underrating his ability. Very, very good pass blocking tackle. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be an interesting battle to watch. Sleepers. The sleeper I have is Cornell Boston.
North Dakota State kid, man.
North Dakota State again, 6'6", 313 pounds. A lot of people are saying this dude could project as a guard. But he has experience at right and left tackle. All right, he's got a lot of experience there. I think he played really good at the Shrine Bowl. So keep an eye on this cat. Keep an eye on him. I like him a lot. 6'6", 313 pounds. Any other names on this list? And again, they don't have them separated by guard or tackle. To just be sure to differentiate between the two. Obviously, I want to see Linderbaum, Alec Lindstrom. I'm looking at. Want to check him out. Kenyon Green. Some of these big names. I want to see how they perform.
I'm looking at SEC linemen like Jamie Sire,
Kenyon Green,
Justin. Yeah, like I'm looking at those guys.
Darian Kennard too, because I like it.
Yeah. So, and Ohio State, like Mumford's interesting. Not too many small schools up here.
No,
I will say that.
Not many. I think that the Cole Strange kid from Tennessee Chattanooga, he's up here.
Yeah, I see him. But other than him and Cordell, even though like I always say North Dakota State is a FBS team in FCS clothing, but that's a different discussion for a different day.
Yeah, Zion Johnson for sure. I see y'all lighting it up for Zion Johnson for sure, 1,000%. He's going to be that secondary because he took some snaps at center at the Senior Bowl. So they want him to kind of play center, and he's a really good guard prospect. He's kind of that next guy up after Linderbaum. So I definitely like Zion Johnson for sure. And I really love Darian Kennard. I have a man crush on him, Paul. Yeah, that dude is a monster, B. He's a monster. He's a monster, dog. He's probably one like my favorite offensive line prospects in this class. He played tackle. He played right tackle, but a lot of people are projecting him to play guard in the NFL, and he is a nasty, nasty, nasty individual. So, and I like Linderbaum. Linderbaum's nasty too. That dude, both of them dudes play with some extra sauce on their game. Like them dudes is nasty. All right. Yo, y'all funny with the pause. He said we need somebody that can slide to multiple positions. Pause. I feel like you don't even mean that. You don't even mean. You just wanted to say pause. So you said this. But that's funny. Touche to you, fan. That's a good one. I like that. I like that one a lot. All right. That's it for the offensive line sleepers. Yeah, I like the dude from Georgia too. I like him a lot. A lot of good offensive line talent, man. A lot of good offensive line talent.
We got to take one, maybe two out of this one.
Yeah, we need some guards, man. But it's interesting how the Panthers going to set up their draft and free agency because they might take some guys in free agency. But anyway, let's move on. Edge, Dave, they got damn near everything on the board, right? All of them are important.
It's all important. They're all important for him.
So edge rushers. This is what we're going to be looking for. Again, this is what our spreadsheet is based off of. So, edge rushers. The heavyweight matchup, Dave. The heavyweight bout. Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau. Cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. This is what I'm looking for, Dave.
What are the odds that one of these guys fall to us at 6?
I don't know, but if one of them fall, I don't know how you pass up on Kayvon. Now Hutchinson, I don't know. Thibodeau. I don't know how you.
I'm asking the question because
I don't know how you pass up Thibodeau, bro.
Edge is going to be a need. I have a feeling. I just have an inkling. I ain't got sources, but it's looking like it might be a need. It might become a need very quickly, expeditiously.
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But yeah, this is the heavyweight bout, bro. This is what we're looking to see. Potential number 1 overall picks here. Hutchinson had a hell of a year. Came out of nowhere. Hella sacks. Pause. The dude had a great, fantastic season. Could have been on a one-year wonder list. Thibodeau, he been doing it since he got to Oregon. He been a boss, a beast, ever since he got to Oregon, fam. He's been killing it. And so, with me, I trust consistency over, because Hutchinson been in Michigan. He just exploded this year. I know he had to sit behind some guys, Quiddy Pay and all those guys. He had to sit. But Thibodeau been doing it since the freshman year, bro. He been killing. And I value consistency over the one-year wonder thing. So I'm with me. And I said this, I put out my edge rankings. I put Thibodeau over Hutchinson. I've been about that life. Thibodeau 2 for me. But I'm rolling with Kayvon Thibodeau. That's just me. But I'm interested to see how they test out athletically, though. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to watch. All right. As far as sleeper, my edge rusher sleeper is going to be D'Angelo Malone out of Western Kentucky. I got it right this time. Western Kentucky. This dude is 6'4", 243 pounds, high impact player. A damn tackling machine. He's gonna play outside linebacker, so edge rusher, outside linebacker. He's got a lot of experience. I think he'll be able to contribute very quickly. He's got good size, good quickness. Just keep an eye on this cat. Smaller school prospect. Just keep an eye on him. So other names on this list to watch. Other names, and this list doesn't. The way they broke the list out is really weird, because you'll see some edge rushers on the linebacker list. So it's really weird. But anyway, but I like Maji Sanders a lot. I like Cameron Thomas a lot. There's Sam Williams.
What about
like
Jordan Davis from Georgia?
Oh, Jordan Davis is interior defensive lineman, which we'll talk about next. But yeah, he's out of here. He's probably top 10.
What about let's see. I mean, I see one guy from South Cat, Kinsley Ingabert. Okay, I think I'm good on these guys. This is another I think, is the class considered deep this year on the edge rusher side?
Edge rusher is deep. Yeah, edge rusher is deep. It's deep this year. This is a deep class. I think a lot of them are going to go in the first round, though. A lot of them are going to go. Guys like, obviously the first two we just talked about. Then you got some other guys like Ojabo's probably going to go in the first. Somebody's going to take a stab on him. Cameron Thomas could go in the first. There's a lot of guys that could go in the first from an edge rusher standpoint. Jermaine Johnson, he's on the linebacker list. He could also go in the first round. It's a lot of dudes. Edge rusher class is deep. It's deep. But moving on. Interior defensive lineman. This is the scores you want to keep an eye out for. Again, we check all this in the spreadsheet. And here is the interior defensive line battle.
The big boys.
I cannot wait to see this. Dave, y'all know I'm a huge Travis Jones fan. This dude's a baller. One of the strongest dudes out there. And my man Mathis out of Alabama. Both of these cats lit up the Senior Bowl. They both killed it. Both of these cats. So I'm interested to see if Travis Jones can make that jump, because he went to UConn, Dave. So you know how it is. He gets kind of the same treatment as the HBCU prospects. He went to a school that ain't really known for football. So you go get a guy that's from Alabama, but I think Travis Jones could close that gap.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jones can close that gap, and I'm interested to see if that happens. To see if that happens, bro. But Travis Jones, I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan of Travis Jones. My sleeper for interior defensive linemen is going to be Neal Farrell. Neal Farrell. Now keep an eye on this, Panthers fans. This might be one you want to watch for. Neal Farrell is 6'4", 325 pounds. He is the best, according to PFF, the best run stuffing interior defensive lineman in the Power 5 this past season. All right. He had an 89.9 run defense grade. We're also having a decent pass rush grade. Senior Bowl practices, he was killing. So just keep an eye on him, bro. Keep an eye on this cat. I like him. I like him a lot. So who y'all talking about in this joint? Y'all saying Noah Ellis?
Noah Ellis.
I gotta keep an eye. I don't know about Noah Ellis out of Idaho, bro. I gotta keep an eye on that. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that. You could be putting me on. It could be
like you said. Sam Williams from Mississippi.
I love Sam Williams. Strong cat. He's super strong. He's an edge rusher. But he's like 268. So he's a strong guy that can set the edge and play side. He's a decent pass rusher too. So I like Sam. Sam is a guy I like. I would take Sam. We've taken him in a couple of mock drafts. I like Sam.
Similar names up here. That's why I'm looking through it.
It's the same names because the interior defensive linemen were included on the defensive end list. I don't know why they did that. And you'll see some edge rushers. You'll see some edge rushers on the linebacker list as well, and those guys are up next. All right. So linebackers. Here's the linebacker scores. We won't go too far there. This is the matchup we're all looking forward to. Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd. I like Lloyd a lot. I think he's going to go ahead of Nakobe Dean, but Nakobe Dean could close the gap. He could close the gap, man. We'll see what happens. Ooh, I got to check that out. 6'4", 367 pounds. Bam. I got to check that out. That you piqued my interest now. Now I got to go look at him. But yeah, this is gonna be a great matchup right here. Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd. Who's gonna be the first linebacker taken? I think it's going to be Devin Lloyd. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. As far as sleepers go, I got two sleepers. Brandon Smith is not quite a sleeper, but I put him on this list because I think he is going to be a combine warrior. And truth be told, the real talk, if we're talking about athleticism and we're talking about athletic numbers, linebackers' athleticism matters. So these scores for the linebackers, when you talk about the 40 time and all that stuff, it matters for the linebackers, bro. You got to be able to be an athlete to play linebacker. Sideline to sideline,
and the 20-yard,
all that stuff matters for the.
That all matters.
And I think Brandon Smith is going to be the combine warrior out of the linebackers. He's super athletic. He's probably going to run the fastest. And you know how Penn State boys get down. Pause. Super pause on. All right, pause. That's a pause. Because I wasn't thinking about the allegations and all that. So pause. I don't know how they get down. So pause on that. But they test really well when it comes to 40 times. All right, we saw what my boy Micah Parsons did last year, and we saw what the other cat. I know, man. I know, bro. I know, man. I know. My bad, y'all.
You out here?
I can't get that. My bad, man.
You out here pausing it up.
I know. My bad.
About to do the theme.
I know. My bad. But yo. So but yo, I think again, super athletic for Brandon Smith. The other guy I have Channing Tindall out of Georgia. Again, Georgia had a nice amount of guys ahead of him. So Channing Tindall didn't get a chance to play that much. But Dave, this cat is one of the fastest linebackers in the class. This cat runs or supposedly ran a 4.4 at some point, like in high school or something like that. So this cat, again, he's super athletic, did get a chance to kind of show his skill set that much during the season because he was behind some talented cats. But the combine, everything's equal. I think he's going to be able to ball out. So we'll see what happens. Yo, come on, man. Yo, come on, man. Come on, man. My bad, y'all. The show took a left. My bad, man.
We need to move on to the next position.
Pause, man. All right. So anyway, come on, Dave. Come on, man.
Look, man,
that was even worse pause. That was the worst pause that's the worst pause of them all.
So what's next?
No, hold on. I do want to call. I want to call out Chad Muma though. Chad Muma. Obviously, we drafted him a lot. in our mock drafts. We like Chad Muma. The dude's a baller, really good middle linebacker prospect. So keep an eye on him. Let me look at the rest of this list. Obviously, Christian Harris, Darian Beavers, I like a lot. Let me see. Looking at the rest of the list, that's about it. Oh, Sanborn, I like. Nefi Sewell as well. Keep an eye on him. I think that's Penei Sewell's brother. And that's it. I think that's it. All right. So, anything else on the linebackers? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's all. I'm looking through the list now. Yep, that's it.
All right, moving on. Secondary. So here's this DBs
and safeties.
Yep, DBs and safeties are combined. So you got the safeties. You can check out those scores. Again, we have our spreadsheet that highlights all of these scores. All right. So Dave, like we said earlier, it was the heavyweight bout. We were supposed to see Derek Stingley versus the Sauce. Didn't get a chance to see it. It's unfortunate. I think Sauce might have a chance to solidify being the number one cornerback taken in this combine. Again, I think he has some question marks on his speed. But if he goes out there and runs a 4.4, he's gonna be the first one taken. I'm telling y'all that right now. I'm telling you right now. If Sauce runs a 4.4, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, the secondary battle that I'm looking forward to, because we won't get this one. Andrew Booth versus, who's my other guy? I can't remember who I had. It was Andrew Booth and, Kyrie Elam out of Florida. That's the secondary battle. Both of those guys were going to be high at one point. They were kind of the top guys at some point. But then, shit happens and they've been surpassed. So Booth and Elam are the two guys I'm looking forward to kind of going at it. All right. So I want to see their 40 times. I want to see how they do in these drills. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, this DB class is not a game either. A lot of good talent. A lot of good talent right here, bro. A lot of good talent. Couple guys I'm looking forward to as far as sleepers. Kirby Joseph. Go ahead.
Yeah, we talked about the 3 HBCU prospects.
Yep.
So those are considered sleepers.
Yeah, we talked about them already. So Kirby Joseph is one that I'm looking forward to. He's a safety. This dude had a crazy season. He can play. He can be a shutdown corner, or he can stop the run. He can play linebacker. Like, he can play all over the field. That's why he has DB next to his name. Very, very good player. The only problem is that he has limited experience, and so he'll need to. We'll have to see what he can do moving forward. But he had a great season this past season, and some folks are high on him. Some folks are really high on him. But he can do a lot of things. The other guy, Tariq Woodson, Tariq Woolen, my bad, is 6'3", Dave, 205 pounds, and fam might run a 4.3, 4.2. That's what they're saying. Now, he's got limited experience. Dog. His experience ain't quite there. He's a former wide receiver, too. So he's still learning the position. I think he played wide receiver in high school, so you got to give him some time. He did play well at the Senior Bowl. All right. But he's raw. But again, somebody's going to fall in love. If he runs a 4.3, 4.2, somebody's going to fall in love, fam. Somebody going to fall in love and probably overdraft him, but just keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Tariq Woolen. All right. Anything else? Anybody else?
Booth from Clemson. Is he any good?
Booth. That's what I talked about. Yeah, that's what I talked about as far as Dave don't be paying attention. Andrew Booth,
I'm trash, yo.
Versus Kyrie.
I was trying to give
those are two other guys I'm looking forward to watching.
What about McDuffie from Washington?
And Trent McDuffie is a kind of a nickel / safety that they talk about moving him to safety. Big hitter, solid. He's in my top 5, Dave. Top 5 cornerbacks.
Is Josh Joby legit from Alabama? Because sometimes Alabama corners be out here.
Yeah. Josh Joby is a guy that I think the jury's still out on him, man.
Yeah, because
jury's still out. We don't really know. We don't know. I love Dax Hill though. She said, "What about Dax Hill?" Yo, I love Dax Hill for a free safety. If you're looking for a free safety, I know this talks to him moving the cornerback, but yo, this dude, he's also gonna run a very fast 40. I love that, and he's super physical too. Can stop the run. I love Dax Hill. One of my favorite guys in this DB class for sure.
So, random question for you. So, considering what happened last year, we had 2 corners take it in the top 10 last year. You think that's going to happen again with Sauce and Stingley?
No, I think Stingley's going to fall.
Okay.
I think Stingley's going to fall, man. I think Sauce is going to go in the top 10. Somebody else could. I doubt. I think there's only going to be one. I think there's going to be the edge rusher and tackles are going to dominate the top 10.
Yeah, because a lot of the folks that are sitting up near the top don't need a quarterback.
Stingley would have to go stupid nuts at his pro day in order for that, and it's possible, but I don't think so.
All right.
I like Jalen Petrie from Baylor. I like him a lot. Smoke Monday, y'all know he's a thumper. There's a couple guys I like on it. Marcus Jones, who's a nickel kick returner as well, punt returner. Obviously Kyle Hamilton's running away with it from a safety perspective.
I was going to ask you about
Kyler Gordon is going to be solid. Nick Cross is also going to be solid. Let's see here.
I'm trying to.
Kobe
so
Bryant,
it looks like this is a deep position, another deep position class.
Yeah, super deep. You're gonna be able to get a talented cornerback in the 4th round, bro. I think when you talk about guys like Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State and those other guys, those guys are gonna go later in the 4th, maybe 5th round. Those dudes are gonna be talented, bro. Yeah, Petrie, Jalen Petrie. That's who I said. I like Petrie a lot. He had a good Senior Bowl.
I think we're gonna finally get our safety. I'm just afraid that we might take him high. Even though if we do take somebody high, we got a starter, but the needs. But I could see us definitely take a safety out of this draft. Maybe even a corner.
Yeah, I think we need a safety. Yeah, we need a safety for sure. But it depends what we do in free agency too. I don't know what we're gonna do in free agency from Panthers perspective, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. All right, let's move on. So here's the schedule. Wrapping things up here. Here's the schedule. I'm going to try to go live on. I will go live on Thursday, but I will have to cut out and come back on. So Thursday I'm gonna go live. I'll go live starting at 4, but then I'll have to leave and come back. Friday I'll go live at 4. I'll have to leave. I might not come back around 7 something. Saturday not happening. Sunday highly unlikely. So we'll see. But I do plan on going live to kind of do what I did for the other pro days and all that stuff that I did last year. I plan on going live to kind of, watch some of this stuff and live react. So we'll see. But again, don't hold me to it because, again, it could be off and on. I got a lot going on right now. So it's dance season, dog. Shout out to my daughter, too. We had a dance competition in Greensboro this past weekend. And the next one is in Albemarle this weekend. So I'm super busy. So I got a lot going on.
Gotta be dance dad, bro.
For sure. I'm the dance dad. All right. So that's it. That's all I had. Dave, do you want to talk about the Ian Thomas stuff?
Hell yeah, we can talk about Ian Thomas.
Then we There's there's a couple things we can talk about, like the Kyler Murray situation. It's a lot going on, fam.
Well, the Kyler, like I saw the letter. I didn't read the letter, but I'll tell you what, based on the letterhead, that tells me that his agent wrote it or his media guy wrote that. I looked at the first paragraph and knew what it was. I was like, yeah, this is just trying to save face at this point. But if you want to talk about this whole Ian Thomas, matter of fact, that article. You want to talk about that Ian Thomas situation, man.
Yeah,
if they knew before they signed him, bro, somebody's got to go. Somebody got to go.
Yeah.
So who's got to go?
Nobody's gonna go, man. The whole league, everybody knew. You keep saying that, but everybody knew. They're not. It's a misdemeanor, bro.
He was in your parts, all
misdemeanors.
Too. He was in your parts.
All right, relax. You gonna give out my address, B?
Nah, I gotta do all that.
Relax.
I mean, he was in the Charlotte area, so.
No, he was in my neck of the woods for sure. I know exactly where. I don't know where he lives, but if he lives in the area, I'm not too far from me. But yeah.
So I know you weren't a fan. I know you weren't a big fan of the deal, considering everything of the needs that we had. But after hearing this news, does it make you feel better or worse about it, or the same?
Didn't like it. Didn't like it then. Didn't like it now. I didn't like it. I don't like it. So for those that don't know, that don't know, let's reset the room. Ian Thomas was arrested last year and was charged with 5 misdemeanors for reckless driving and a bunch of other shit.
On a dirt bike, right? And he was evading police. He was evading police on a dirt bike.
Yes.
The NFL, pro military, pro police, ain't gonna suspend this guy. You're bugging.
So let me read the article for you all, since y'all don't seem to know what's going on. Court records show that 25-year-old Ian Thomas was driving an unregistered and uninsured 2017 Honda on suspended license when a Huntersville police officer noticed the dirt bike and a separate vehicle, a red ATV, did not have license plates and initiated a traffic stop. The officer said Thomas and the other driver appeared to slow down, then accelerated and entered the oncoming traffic lane around 9:30 p.m. on July 12th. Incident occurred in the area near Walmart and other businesses. I know exactly where this is. The operator of the ATV drove off. Thomas stopped about 1.5 miles from his home, according to records. He was arrested and jailed on 5 counts, including reckless driving and felony fleeing to elude. His attorney said prosecutors have reduced the lone felony charge to a misdemeanor, and he has a court appearance in August. And records show Thomas. This is a separate incident, but records show that Thomas was stopped in Iredell County. He was stopped in Iredell County in 2020 for going 91 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. That charge was later dismissed, although Thomas was convicted of reckless driving. Team spokesperson said the team is aware of the matter and notified the league at the time of the incident. So it is what it is.
Of the incident or the incidents? Because you mentioned a 2020 situation, now a 2021 situation. I mean, like we're talking at this point, it's a pattern. You follow me?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not. This ain't the gossip channel. We don't do that on this channel.
No.
But I will say that there was some other incidents that folks were kind of made aware of in regards to him, liking the green from the natural earth, and he couldn't pick up the.
Well, marijuana's marijuana. Like I ain't. They're not gonna.
But what I'm saying is there has been issues with this guy. And listen, I'm not one to judge nobody. I never judge. People make mistakes all the time. Shit happens. Just because he has a Panthers uniform on doesn't make him any different from any human. Everybody makes mistakes, so I'm not gonna kill him for it. Again, I don't care about it either way. I wasn't happy about the damn extension before this shit.
Yeah,
so
I think
less about now. Don't bother me.
I think my thing right now is that so now he did sign this deal. He got this extension. Sometimes Roger Goodell tends to delay whether or not they're going to suspend a player, but you seem to think they're not going to do anything.
It's misdemeanors, man.
That he said that he was charged and potentially thinks he's probably guilty.
Misdemeanors,
right?
Man.
Okay, so you don't think they're going to suspend him at all? I wouldn't be shocked
No.
to suspend him a game or two.
No. It's misdemeanors. I could care less.
Well.
Yep. And yes, they did extend him knowing all of this. The team was aware of everything. The NFL was aware of everything. Everybody knew. So that's why it is what it is, man.
So, I mean, but what? Then the better question becomes, why did it come out now? Probably because after the deal, somebody had to say, yeah, by the way, we knew about this and blah, 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 blah. You know? Because I think the
timing suspect as hell.
Oh, no, because that's how sometimes when you think about reports and things of that sort, sometimes the reports come out after somebody signs a big deal for one reason or another. You still got to get the story together. You know, things can happen. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. If you don't think nothing's going to happen, if the league already knew, they probably could have already done something. I think the thing for me is it's two incidents. Like, I know we're just talking about the one that happened last year, but he also had a situation in 2020. So
yeah, but no, the dudes get caught speeding on. It was just speeding, reckless driving. Like, it was dismissed.
So it's like Ron Rivera was coaching because he wasn't getting that many opportunities. So this might be why.
Was he coaching in 2020?
No, I'm just saying. I said if Ron Rivera was coaching, I'm joking about the fact it was Ron. He would have been in the doghouse over the first thing.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been suspended because DJ Moore did the same thing.
Yeah, but didn't have to suspend him. They put him in the doghouse. DJ Moore was out here not even getting hardly no playing time when he did his situation. And then if it would have happened a second time, Rivera would have probably did other shit. But different regime. I mean, hopefully,
I don't care, man. Listen, I don't care what this man. Listen, he gonna pay his debt to society, and it is what it is. I could care less about it. People make mistakes all the time. I had a problem with the shit before the extent, like all this shit aside. I don't like the contract, and that's where I'm at with it. It ain't got nothing to do with his off the field concerns, bro.
It's the timing of it all.
I hear you. I get it. But that ain't gonna change my mind.
Happy, like you said, bro. No. People was already pissed about the contract signing, and then the next thing you know, a report comes out that this dude had an incident last year. So now you're like, all right. So you signed this guy knowing this anyway. You've got to pay this man 75% of his guaranteed money in his first season, knowing this. But that might be why they painted that way too. So if they need to cut the leash, they can cut the leash, even though we've already questioned the signing beforehand.
Let me see his contract structure if it's out yet. Nope, still not out yet. All right, so Dave, there was another thing out about us being all in at taking an offensive lineman at pick 6.
I saw that.
Was it Jeremiah?
Mm-hmm. I'm not
sure. All right, so here's the thing, Dave. Here's my question in regards to this. Here's my question. All right. So they're saying that no matter who it is, no matter who's available, they're all in.
Willing to reach too.
Willing to reach, no matter who it is. They don't care. They'll take Trevor Penning top at 6, right? Here's my thing. We have a lot of needs on, and I posted this on Twitter earlier. I asked, what was the biggest needs for the Carolina Panthers? I got a laundry list of needs. Laundry, like damn near every position, right?
All I'm gonna say is this: If they're all in with offensive linemen, I'm fine with it. But that means they're not going to take.
Okay, so you take. Let's hypothetically speaking here, you take a Tyler Linderbaum at pick 6, right?
Yep.
We take Linderbaum, which I think if that happened, I wouldn't. I think Linderbaum is that good. I told you I would take him within the top 10. He's that good. You take Linderbaum, right? You don't have any more picks until round 4. And we've got a laundry list. We have to improve. Let's go through it real quick, Dave. Quarterback, we got to improve.
Sure.
We could add some running back depth, right? Or no?
Yeah, but
but
what's going to show we can roll with it.
Running back,
we can roll with what we got.
We'll take running back off. We'll take running back off, right?
Yep.
Wide receiver, I think we're fine.
We're fine. Tight end,
tackle, tight end, we're fine. Tackle, we could use some either a starter or depth, depending on how you look at it.
If Christensen gets the starting job at left tackle, not as dire. Because we got our left tackle.
Either way, yes. You need tackle depth. We need it. We don't have that, and we need guard and center.
Yes,
we need a whole new. We don't need a whole new offensive line, but we need at least 3 offensive linemen. We need at least 3 new offensive linemen.
More reason,
no matter what they are, whether it's tackle or guard or center. We need 3.
More reason why you should definitely draft one at 6 if you can't trade out of the pick.
But that doesn't make sense. That's counterintuitive to what you're saying. That makes 0 sense. If I need that many guys, how the hell am I going to take a guy at 6, leaving me with no more picks?
Well, you got a 4th round pick. You got a 4th round pick. Like, I mean,
okay, but we wasn't finished. We got 4 needs so far, right?
Yeah.
4 needs. We got quarterback and 3 offensive linemen, right?
Yeah.
So let's switch to the defensive side. Edge rusher.
We need an edge rusher.
We'll say we'll need an edge rusher. Interior defensive lineman, we need. Linebackers probably could use. Well, depending on what we do with Luvu, probably could use two of them guys because you need depth too. So I'm going to say we need 2.
Jermaine Carter is definitely going to walk. Yep.
Okay, and then you cornerback. I think we solid. Safety. We need a safety.
We need 1.
So you're talking about 9 needs, Dave. Okay, and fair enough.
Fair
enough.
We got free agency.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. So fair enough. You have free agency. Okay, Dave, free agency. What kind of guys you think you're going to end up getting?
I mean, we just signed Ian Thomas to a 3-year deal.
My point is proven. So you're not going to be able to attract the top tier guys. The Panthers have to build through the draft. That's the only way this team is going to get better right now in the immediate short. You have to draft and you have to play your young guys. That's the only way this team is going to get better.
I don't disagree with you, but we saw what happened when we tried to do this whole bluff trying to trade out of the 8 pick. So, I mean, maybe they're at the point where they're like, all right, we're going to try to reverse thing. We're going to talk about who we definitely going to take at 6 and then go from there. Because I could see scenarios where we're not going to be able to trade out of the pick, bro. And if that's the case, we got to take the best offensive lineman that's on the board.
Okay, so if we had all our picks, pick 6, I would have no problem taking whatever offensive lineman. We need draft picks to build this roster. We need young talent. We need that the day 2 picks where we have 0 picks right now. We need at least 2 or 3 of them picks to be in the second and third round. We need picks. You have to build through the draft. This team, you're not going to be able to go out and get a top-tier offensive lineman. Dave, not only that, we have limited cap space as of right now. Without we can free up space. That's not a problem. But then when you free up that space, you ain't going to be able to get a Scherf or some of these other guys.
The way I see it is this. If, and it's a big if, we can't trade out of the 6th pick and we have to take somebody in the 6th pick, and you make me decide what position to take, I think you have to take the lineman. Like, I wouldn't be mad if you took an edge rusher. I wouldn't be mad if you took a linebacker. But you can't take a quarterback. I can tell you that right now. You cannot take a quarterback. As much as what some of the fan base wants. If we take a quarterback, we're going to get him killed. He going to get killed. You hear me? Killed.
Yeah, and I think people have to come to the realization that yes, you're right. Some guys are going to have to get traded.
Oh yeah. I don't think
head coach is one of the needs, by the way. That's true.
Yeah, but the thing is, we can't trade him. We ain't gonna get nothing back for him. Like, he ain't John Gruden. So I just think that if we're talking about trading, we're gonna have to probably give up some players, which means we might have to potentially give up. There's gonna be a cap hit on us if we trade players, depending on how the contract structure.
Yeah, but I'm not. But again, you can do that when you're getting back picks, because guess what? Picks have rookie contracts, right? So you can get away with that. It makes a little bit more sense. But the problem is that people are so scared. Like, when you talk about the reality, like, people are getting upset, because I saw the debate on Twitter today. Panthers culture had posted a tweet about saying, hey, we need to get rid of or trade Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Brian Burns. Like, that's the reality of the situation. Like, you're gonna have to trade away.
You got to trade somebody good. You got to trade somebody good to get a good draft pick.
That's the situation we're in. You are going to have to trade away somebody good to get picks.
Now, the thing about trading DJ Moore,
it's going to be somebody that you like.
The thing about trading DJ Moore, it might not be a bad thing if you don't think we're going to be able to pay him or pay him what he wants. So if you do make the decision to trade him, at least you get something back for him. But, like, those are the type of decisions that you're going to have to make. Like, the friend, and I said this before, the French just got to decide if they're ready to rebuild or not, because they still been talking about this retool. There's a process, but they haven't really taken the Band-Aid off. Like,
you can't be trash and try to hold on to everybody.
Yeah, you can.
No, that's what we've been doing. You're not gonna get any better. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna get any better. You have to sell, man. It sucks.
But at the same time, like, you
can't be trash and just hold on to everybody. Like, these players that you're trying to keep ain't like. I love Brian Burns. I love DJ Moore. I like Christian McCaffrey. But you gotta be able to listen to these offers, and if the right one come along, you gotta be able to take that shit.
So you heard about the whole situation with Daniel Jones not getting the 5-year option. This is another. We change the topics real quick, because since we're talking about the Panthers, I have to, because I'm frustrated because the Giants knew
you don't want to face reality.
Listen, man. I already told you how I felt about this upcoming season. We just gonna have to bite the bullet and bring it and trot out Sam Darnold, and then we're gonna figure out how the hell see if he can get himself out of this shit. I say try to build the offensive line, try to improve upon defense as much as you can, and trot out Sam Darnold and see what the hell happens. And if it's ugly, I know they're not gonna do it, but I don't want them to give up draft capital to get somebody else in there. So if you're gonna go get another quarterback, please don't give up draft capital. Like, if Rule's going after the third year, give the next guy an opportunity to have a decent start as a franchise, right? But now you heard about Daniel Jones not getting his 5-year option picked up.
I did.
And the first thing I thought about was, damn, we picked up Sam Darnold's option without even seeing the man play for us. We sitting out here seeing these other franchises like, yeah, now we're not going to do this. And I agree. Like, if Gettleman was still there, they probably would have exercised that man's 5-year option. But he ain't there no more. So we out here not realizing what we need to do. We got to take our medicine at some point, bro. That's just the reality of the fact.
It is. We got to improve, man. The only way to improve this roster right now is through the draft. You have to get draft picks.
The thing is,
not only when you get the picks, you got to execute with those. You got to pick the right players. That is important. You have to pick the right players.
The thing is, we be out here talking about we got to take our medicine, right? We got to decide if we're going to try to just go with the Robitussin or if we got to do the Robitussin, the Theraflu. We have to take a multitude of medications to get us through this.
We need penicillin, Dave.
We getting the oxycodone? Like,
we need something.
Where we going?
We need the heavy stuff.
All I'm saying is this: we got to take our medicine, and taking our medicine might require Sam Darnold starting next season. As much as the Panthers don't want that to happen.
No, I think no, it's not. It's not going to happen because Matt Rule needs to win right now, and he's not going to. He is not going to make that. I know he made the bed with Sam Darnold, but he's not sleeping in that shit. Same way he's not sleeping in the Teddy Bridgewater bed. They're gonna try to keep finding that dude. They're gonna try to keep finding that quarterback. They're gonna keep going until they find it, and that's what they're gonna continue to do. So, again, I try to tell you, we got to become sellers before we half-assed the rebuild, Dave, and now we in the situation.
If you ever hear a GM say it's a retool, don't believe him, bro.
Yeah, it's not, bro. You half-assed the rebuild, man. Now we are where we are, bro.
Well, look at it this way, man. We could be the Jags.
Shit, I'd rather be the Jags right now. Shit, hell yeah. Give me Trevor Lawrence. Give me a new coach. Give me hella cap. Right. They probably got hella cap space. I'd be the Jags right now.
How about Detroit?
Shit, I'd be Detroit too. Detroit got. Let me pull it. Hold on. It's a lot of people in better situations than that. Hold on, Dave.
There's a lot of
teams got a top. Hold on, man. My bad.
I'm dying right now. I'm like, I'd rather be this team.
Detroit got two first round.
I don't think they do they?
No, they
they do. They got it.
They got number 2. That's it. No, they just got number 2. Number 2 overall. Let me check their cap space. Might not want to be the Lions. I might take that back, Dave. Jags, give me the Jags. They got 56 million in cap space. I'm rolling. The Lions got 19 million. Nah, I don't want to be the Lions. Lions got 19 million in cap space, number 2 overall with a terrible quarterback situation.
Could be the Saints.
They're just like us. Saints, I don't want to be the Saints either. That's a bit heavy. That's heavy. It could be worse. Could be worse, though. You're right. I guess point proven. Could be worse.
It could be worse, man. And Detroit's only won one playoff game in like 60 years. All right. I'm done screaming.
My bad. They do have 2 first round picks. I didn't scroll down far enough. The Lions.
Yeah, they got the Rams, right?
They got the Rams pick. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, they got the last pick of the draft.
So they got the. So yeah, you know who they're gonna take too, right there? Hell yeah, I'd rather be the Lions. I'd take Malik Willis at the back end of the first round if he's still there. Could not, but I would take a quarterback. I would take a quarterback at the back end of the first because that gives me the 5th-year option, and then I would take probably the best edge rusher, edge rusher or tackle. If Evan Neal is there, pair him up with Penny. We looking shit. We turning the corner. Hey, I'm the Lions. Give me the Lions. I'd rather be the Lions.
I don't want to rather be a franchise that only won one playoff game in 50 years.
Fuck that. Ain't about what they did in the past. It's about what they're doing right now. Give me the Lions.
Fam. Bro, they're not turning into Cincinnati, my brother.
You don't know that?
Nah,
they get them a rookie quarterback. They're going to have a good offensive line. They're going to be straight.
I'm rooting for the GM because he's an Aggie, but you know, there's some funks that remain. Detroit's one of them. Yeah, so how did Charlotte FC do? Didn't they play over the weekend?
Yeah, they got their ass kicked. Just like everybody else in Charlotte right now. 3-0.
Oh, well, that ain't too bad.
What you mean? That's terrible.
It's a fancy team, man.
Hey, look, Charlotte FC trash. The Hornets sliding right now. Panthers suck, man. I'm about to move.
The Lakers might not make the playoffs at this rate, bro. You could be a Lakers fan if LeBron. We're gonna be talking about LeBron and how his whole thing is ending, man. This shit is what's going on in the NBA is kind of wild. And the 76ers are out here balling. James Harden's out here living his best life without Kyrie.
He found some better strip clubs, man. It must be the strip clubs.
They say Salt Lake City's this place to be if you want to go to the strip joints. But anywho, man, it was 3-1. It was 3-1. Oh no,
it was 0-3.
United. Oh no, DC United. I'm looking at the pregame, the preseason. They played LA Galaxy in a week. Oh God.
He said, "Calling for that, man. I'm about to shut this thing down. Honestly, bro, it's 10:30. We went real long, but all right, down. Let's shut this thing down, man. Listen, this was fun. We'll talk about Charlotte FC. Shit, I don't know when we're gonna be able to talk. We'll talk about them at some point.
Maybe if they're like winning this after a month, then we probably need to be like, yo, are they gonna win a game this season? If they out here not winning, if they're winless, they out here getting three zipped everywhere they go. We would be having a different discussion. But don't worry, guys. Soccer's about to be more popular than baseball because the baseball, they're about to screw this whole thing up. They're about to cancel the season.
All right. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. I did not watch the game, Austin. I did not. I heard the refs was screwing around with him, though. But make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that stuff, man. Panther Nation, keep your head up. Expectation low, keep your head up. And we'll be fine. That's my motto. Yeah, that's gonna be the motto. You're
gonna be out here. You're gonna be out here doing. I'm about to make a shirt. Are you gonna do the Tupac? Like keep your head up.
I'm about to make a shirt. Expectations low, but keep your head up, man. All right, Panther Nation, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Like, subscribe, notification bell. We out.
All right, peace. Man. Have a good one, guys. Peace.